resume. But what I want to give to you is this, is that Dr. Carol is unlike any other homeopath that I've ever met. And isn't it interesting that the apple doesn't fall far from the tree? Guess who she was trained by? Of course, she was trained by Dr. Jim. But this is what I know. Dr. Carol, not only does she have a degree as a naturopathic doctor, but she was the physician to the Canadian government and has a PhD as well. Listen just carefully, take notes for her insight, take notes on who she is and what she's about to say. Just take in her words, because her words are golden, they're heartfelt, and they're spirit inspired. And how can you do better than the great Ganoderma and Dr. Carol Magda giving us news you can use, practical applications as we retail our way to success. The Zoom is now yours, Dr. Carol. I'm turning the microphone over to you, Carol. I've got you unmuted. Are you there? Ooh. Dr. Carol? Ooh. Goodness gracious. I have you unmuted, Dr. Carol, so it's all yours. Unmute. I've got you unmuted.
I lost you completely. Can you hear me?
Yes, now I can hear you totally. Thank you, dear.
Okay, well, maybe the energy was too high for my computer. Ha-ha. Aha. Anyway, thank you so much, Jody. I couldn't really hear the introduction, but you're always very kind. And right now you're frozen, so maybe I can get feedback to see whether you can actually still hear me.
Yes, I can hear you just fine.
Oh, okay, perfect. Okay. Thank you so much for asking me to speak today and share. I really have loved being a part of our mastermind group and truly loved seeing you all your beautiful faces. And, you know, a couple of times a week for months now. It's really been such a joy. And thank you all for that. And thank you, Jody, for organizing this from the get-go. You really are a treasure for all of us. I'm sure we could all agree. I also must explain something. In order to attend the session, I had to schedule exercise at the same time as our mastermind meeting in order to get it in on a daily basis. So I was typically on a treadmill, heavy breathing, not always being able to participate and comment in. So today I'm very pleased to be here sharing and commenting galore about the beauty of Ganoderma and practical approaches to discussing its merits with your prospects. Before I begin here, I wanted also to thank you for participating in the chanting while we were waiting for everyone to arrive. For those who are not familiar with this chant, we learned it last time when I spoke about the emotion of love to increase our frequency. This elevated frequency lifts you up, as you remember. You all should be smiling, and it opens your heart and mind to hear and integrate more of the information that you'll receive today. Now, what is the practical application of this for you and your business? If you chant this before making that call to that new prospect, or even chant silently before sitting down one-on-one or before a presentation, your audience will feel your heart, your warmth. They will feel your sincerity. They will feel good and uplifted just by being around you and more open than ever before. Now, isn't that what we want?
Yes.
Try it. Yeah, try it. And let me know how it works for you. I'd be very interested to see how this technique works for you. So what I wanted to share today is how to talk about Ganoderma without getting too technical and having your prospect's eyes glaze over. Jay Nolan, in a recent training, identified this exact situation as one of the fundamental errors we all make as affiliates. He even did a little song and dance. Now, those of you who were at this training, you'll remember it well. But for those who weren't, we have our singer of our mastermind group who graciously has agreed to demonstrate. Jody?
Oh, I'm not going to unmute you all, but you got to do it with me. Even Robert Mailer, got it? Ganoderma, Ganoderma, Ganoderma. Remember when Mr. Nolan did the dance, Ganoderma, and their minds are glazed over. Back to you here.
So thank you, Jody. It was great. Yeah, and he actually did this. Jay Nolan would launch into song and dance every time someone fell into this trap during the training. So what can we do to avoid this fundamental error? Talking about the scientific minutia of Ganoderma is not as important as talking about what it means to your prospect to use it. Do you see? To say that it has this element or that element and what it is good for is certainly good information, but generally, well, there are exceptions, but generally, it is not what your prospect needs or wants. You must summarize the information for your audience, summarizing what it means for them and why it may be important for them to consider integrating it into their daily lives. So where would we begin with this? I suggest that you move from general information to specifics. This way, you will not lose your audience prematurely, and they will latch on to other common terminologies which will comfort them in their efforts to connect with the new information you are giving. So they'll recognize things. Oh yeah, I know what that means. Oh, I've heard that. Because a lot of this is in the news. So also, do not, and I repeat, do not be afraid of repeating yourself, okay? This is new information for them, and they need to be hearing it over and over again for them to remember and integrate, okay? Ask questions throughout the presentation to further engage them, if only in their mind as you're presenting. So ask your audience, how many of you have heard, or and it could be your audience, or just tone it down if you're right beside the person, there's only one person, okay? But I'm going to talk about if you had an audience. So you ask your audience, how many of you have heard of medicinal mushrooms? This would be the general. And put your hand up, indicate that they can participate. They love to participate. Even the person next to you likes to participate. Now you are engaged with them. You're not talking at them, you're engaged with them. And you say, great. Always say great or perfect, something uplifting, or aren't they great? Good. Such words keep the frequency up and further engage the audience. Look directly at your audience or prospect. Now, deliver something important to them. Speaking slowly to allow time for them to integrate. Medicinal mushrooms are a quick and effective means to receive potent healing energy. Now pause here and repeat. almost like if they were being given dictation, because essentially half of them are writing it down. Means to receive potent healing energy, which the body can absorb and use to rebalance and heal itself. Here's where you say, did you know that your body is programmed to restore its balance and raise its level of health? Let that sink in. Yes, the body can rebalance itself to higher and higher levels of health, but only if given the resources it needs to release energy within the body and allow this process to occur. Okay, now repeat slowly. Your body can rebalance itself. You can be healthier. How many of you want to be healthier? I do, wouldn't you? Everyone can be healthier. Give them space. Medicinal mushrooms provide this targeted energy to vital processes within the body, which then allows the body to do its job and rebalance itself. To incorporate these mushrooms into your life may be one of the most important things you can do for your health. You may be asking, but how do they work? Well, many of you are familiar with antioxidants, aren't you? Look around, you will see heads nodding. You nod too. Medicinal mushrooms are extremely potent antioxidants. They guard against free radical damage. How many have heard of free radicals? They're nodding. Everyone's nodding. This has been mainstream verbiage for the last 20 years or so. Excuse me. Free radical damage, what's that? Free radical destabilize your cells, damage your cell DNA, and create disease and speed up the aging process. Okay, that's really all they need. You don't need to hear about electrons, you know, being torn off another one, and none of that. Just free radicals destabilize your cells, damage your cell DNA, and create disease and speed up the aging process. Then ask, did you know that heart disease, cancer, diabetes are all examples of free radical-based diseases? Antioxidants can assist greatly here. The sources of free radical damage are all around us, right? Look at that, inside and outside our body. Free radical damage comes from the sunlight, the UV light, poor diet, alcohol, stress. We're in an extremely stressful situation here with all that's going on, absolutely. Smoking, pollution, and chemicals. Everyday sources of free radicals are in our interior and exterior environment, in the food you eat, how you prepare it, and with what pots, utensils. They're in the products you use to clean your house, and your skin, and your hair, even makeup you use. In order for commercial products to last longer, they are often laden with toxic chemicals, which we breathe in through the lungs and absorb in the skin. Do you see how the opportunity for free radical damage is all around us? And that's why we need antioxidants. What can we do? Give the body what it needs to rebalance and heal itself. Why? Look around. Just look around. Because, and everyone's going to be nodding their head, because Because the body has the ability to heal itself. Okay? Yes. And then you say yes, good, great, or very good. And that's all very uplifting. The energy goes back up after talking about the dangers of the damage. Okay? You're getting it. Excellent. Give the body a powerful antioxidant to repair the damage. Feed the body medicinal mushrooms. Ganoderma lucidum or reishi mushroom is one such medicinal mushroom and a super antioxidant. You may call it a superfood. What is that? A superfood is a food which contains potent healing energy. We've heard that. Potent healing energy and a protective antioxidant power. Sound familiar? Yes, medicinal mushrooms are superfoods. Ganoderma lucidum is a superfood and a super antioxidant. Feed your body what it needs to rebalance and restore its level of health. So why Ganoderma rather than another antioxidant? Say green tea. Everybody likes green tea. You look around and everyone's yes. Ganoderma provides the body with the most oxygenating environment when ingested. Oxygen is one of the super antioxidants we all need to what? To allow the body to rebalance and restore its health. Yes, very good, GC. And now everyone is smiling and they're like, we're getting it. Okay, Ganoderma contains over 150, repeat the number, 150 antioxidant properties, which is 50 times more antioxidants than green tea. What if we put them together? But we do. Organic red reishi mushroom or Ganoderma lucidum is the cornerstone component of all SBH products. One of these products is in fact green tea with Ganoderma extract. So let's look a little bit more at the science here. There are many published studies demonstrating the application and results of this superfood, super antioxidant, Ganoderma. I invite you to go to PubMed.com, that's PubMed.com, and search Ganoderma connected to any ailment you may have. Here you will see studies outline its value and as an anti-inflammatory, antioxidant, anti-aging, anti-allergen, anti-anxiety solution, as well as protective value and support of the intestines and liver, enhancing the detoxification process, lowering cholesterol, supporting joint conditions, lung inflammation, cardiovascular conditions, urogenital systems, system function, sleep issues, reproductive health, immune disorders, adrenal function. There are extensive studies in the area of cancer, digestion, chronic fatigue, blood sugar and blood pressure, circulation, etc., all where Ganoderma delivered an adaptogenic effect. Adaptogenic effect. A rebalancing of the body and with continued to provide the environment for the body to restore its overall health. Okay, so to understand the adaptogenic effect of Ganoderma, you must experience it. Its effect is cumulative. Watch how your body responds and heals itself. Its safety of use is proven. The Chinese have been using Ganoderma for over 2,000 years. So effective was Ganoderma in rebalancing and restoring one's health, that it was referred to as the medicine of kings or the mushroom of longevity, and was reserved for use only by the Chinese royal family. Why? To extend and maintain the royal bloodline. Today, Ganoderma is commercially grown. It is legal, because before it wasn't legal, only the Chinese royal family could use it. So now it's legal for anyone to use, and it is widely available. So all of our SPH products contain the medicinal mushroom, reishi mushroom. It's also called ling shi, which means shining skin in Chinese, or the scientific name Ganoderma lucidum. Okay.
Oh. Carol, we lost you for a minute here.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah,
I saw you freeze. So let me go back to, I don't know where I was.
You were at lucidum, and then you froze. I think it's on your side because I've been up here. So you were talking about Ganoderma lucidum. You can start there. That'd be great.
Oh, okay. So this is really all they need. And you will deliver more information as they ask questions, okay? So you want to recap for them. You can either summarize yourself quickly, or you can elicit it from the audience. Okay, so Ganoderma lucidum, also called reishi mushroom, is a medicinal mushroom, and it is classed as an adaptogen. An adaptogen helps the body and mind to deal with stressors over time. It has a cumulative effect. The body has the ability to rebalance itself and restore its health if given what it needs. Ganoderma is a super antioxidant and a superfood, and provides the potent energy the body needs to rebalance itself. Ganoderma has been used for thousands of years and has been studied for its positive effects on almost any condition you may come across. Go to PubMed.com for the scientific study. All SPH products have organic Ganoderma in them. I invite you to come and try. So you'd say, I invite you to come and try in the various beverages or products and experience the powerful rejuvenating effect over time. And then ask if there are any questions before we go into a tasting. Now, if there aren't any, then you would go into a tasting. But here are some questions that over the last year I have been asked, and so I thought I would just share those with you, and then I'm going to share how I answered those questions, and I've also sent the question and the answer to Jody so that she can give that to you as well, so that you're always prepared. Okay, and if there's something that comes up and you don't know the answer, just say, that's a very good question, and say, I'll look into that and give me your name and number. Aha, that's what you want anyway, and I'll get back to you. And if it's something that you can't answer right away with the information here, then you can always call me or call Jody or call Dr. Jim. Okay. So now remember, we've given a certain amount of information using common terminology so that they latch onto it, they feel good, they understand. So now when they're asking a question, usually when they ask the question, they are ready for more information. Okay, then you have to gauge how much information to give them. Okay, and only really you can do that. And you'll get really good at doing this after a while. Okay, so the first question was a student just essentially learning this process of how to go from general to specific and engaging their prospects or their the audience. I'm just going to take a drink of water here. So the question was, if you don't want to overwhelm the audience, why did you list in detail the subject areas of the various studies on PubMed.com site? Okay, so why did I list and list and list all the possible conditions that are on PubMed linked with Ganoderma? So why did I do that? Okay, so you answer always, great question. Okay, yes, we have taken many steps not to overwhelm the audience with details, but at this particular point in the presentation, everyone in the audience is listening for their ailment. Does this apply to me? They will be listening, sorting, and sorting out all that doesn't apply to them or their loved one to see if Ganoderma is something that can help them. When they hear their ailment, boom, they latch on and they release all the rest. Okay, so does that make sense?
Yes.
I also use a small info piece. It's 1/4 of a page description, which I staple to my card and put it inside the baggie with the coffee sample or the G6 sample or whatever. It gives a listing of all the many areas of study that we've seen positive results. And this also helps people to sort out their ailments. And they essentially scan this little piece of paper until they see, oh, joint problem or lung problems. And they go, oh, this is for me. Okay. So it's just another technique. I've sent this also to Jody, and she has graciously accepted to post this somewhere for you. Just so that you don't have to recreate it, but you're certainly welcome to adjust it. Okay. The second common question that I get, and this would be from an affiliate, and here's what they ask. I heard that Ganoderma is called the herb of immortality, or the king of herbs, and the most oxygenating herb on the planet. Shouldn't we be calling it an herb? Once again, every time someone asks you a question, you say, oh, good, great, or whatever. This is an interesting question. An herb, now remember, they asked the question, so they're going to get a little more information. An herb is defined as any green leafy plant or its parts such as stems and roots, used for medicinal or culinary use. At one time, mushrooms were also considered to be plants because they grew out of the soil and had rigid cell walls. However, recently, fungi or mushrooms have been placed independently in their own kingdom, the kingdom of fungi. They are of equal rank with animals and plants. In fact, mushrooms are more closely related to animals than to plants. Why? Fungi absorbs nutrients from other organisms, much like animals, where plants make their own food. So today, now always refer the information that you're giving, go back to what they asked and what the topic was. So you go, so today, when speaking of Ganoderma lucidum, rather than saying herb, we use the titles of the medicine of king and the mushroom of immortality, or the queen of mushrooms, and the most oxygenating of all mushrooms and all plants. Okay? And they just look at you and go, wow, okay. So, okay, here's a third question that I often get. And this would be from your audience or perhaps an affiliate too. What does adaptogenic mean again? What does it mean again? And how does it really work? Can you go over that? And so they're feeling a little weird about asking you to repeat something. You need to remember to smile and say something like, sure, happy to do that. Okay, see how happy is going to raise that frequency and make that person feel it was great for them to ask the question. Okay, adaptogens help the body adapt to both environment and psychological stress. As we discussed, Ganoderma delivers potent healing energy to help the body rebalance and heal itself. Ganoderma has adaptogenic properties. Okay, so how does it work? Ganoderma mushrooms are often called the queen of mushrooms due to their powerful effect, adaptogenic effect, and its effect is cumulative in the body, as it is providing the body with potent energy where it needs it, as your body is constantly changing. Okay, so let me say that again. It is providing the body potent energy where it needs it, as your body is constantly changing. So it's cumulative. And if you're using it for long-term use, when you first started using it, your body needed the energy to go somewhere that is different than it is, let's say, 2 months later. Okay? Full of antioxidants and anti-inflammatory compounds, Ganoderma has been used for thousands of years as an immune and longevity tonic. And this is exactly the reason why. Okay? And they sometimes sit there kind of blown away, and then they go, okay, I got it. So, question 4, is Ganoderma safe to use? What are the side effects of Ganoderma? So you go back and you explain, but it's a good question. You go, thank you for the question. Ganoderma is used in herbal medicine as an adaptogen, and we all know what an adaptogen is. It helps your body adapt to stress. It is non-toxic and safe for long-term use. The results are cumulative. The longer you have been taking it, the more benefit you will receive. Start slow and build up the amount of Ganoderma you have in your system available for use by your body. Okay. Question 5, there's only 6 of them so question 5, all right, now this is an interesting question and sometimes can just bring down the speaker. So I want you to really listen to this one and learn how to handle it. Okay. My friend, okay, now we all have heard people say, my friend took Ganoderma mushrooms and felt sick. Why did this happen? First thing, don't panic. Okay? Smile and say, great question. And here's what I want you to answer. In traditional Chinese medicine, Ganoderma mushrooms are both cleansing and toning. This means that the powerful energy released from Ganoderma will instinctively go to your weaker areas of the body and begin to cleanse these areas, then tone them and strengthen them. Okay? Everyone is individual in what their body needs in the moment and going forward. Start slow and build up. The effect, as you have learned, is cumulative. Many people perceive the deep cleansing of the body as feeling sick, but it is merely waste not leaving the body fast enough. With proper guidance, this fear and associated symptoms can be managed. Okay? And then say, please come talk to me later, and we will investigate together what took place before the symptoms. For example, the quality and the form of Ganoderma taken, whether it was organic or how much or how often it was taken, as well as the health issue of your friend. Okay? Happy, do you see that? Happy to do that with you. Smile. And then think love, love, love. Try and bring up the audience because they've all now gone into a panic, okay, of the fear that, oh, it could hurt you. No, it can't hurt you. It can't hurt you. Okay, and the last one. This was from a student or an avid mushroom user. Why did the company pick Ganoderma versus another medicinal mushroom to use in its formula? And of course you say, very good question. I can't speak, and say, I can't speak for what was in the minds of the SBA formulators, but I believe, this is your personal belief, I believe that it has to do with three different things. Number one, although cordyceps, the type of medicinal mushroom, are also adaptogenic, Ganoderma has the highest content of the most active polysaccharide among the medicinal mushrooms, but also among any other nutritional plant. Okay? These polysaccharides are known to help improve your body's immune system and increase your body's stored energy, which gives you stamina and endurance. Number two, I think they were thinking about this one. Ganoderma contains the greatest amount of germanium of any plant or medicinal mushroom. 20 times that of the aloe plant, 10 times that of ginseng, and 3 times that of garlic. Germanium is known to help improve circulation, help support red blood cells, and help support the body's metabolic process. But the easiest one to remember, and this is the third one, I'm sure they were considering this. Ganoderma is the most oxygenating of all medicinal mushrooms and all plants. When the body has plenty of oxygen, it can heal itself. Okay. Now, if they kind of persist and they say, well, what about other mushrooms? And then explain to them, in fact, we have a formula, and it's called Life 120, that incorporates 7 different mushrooms. And if you'd like to come and see me after, I will introduce this and we can talk more at length. Okay. So I hope this has helped, and I'm certainly open to answering any questions, and I hope I haven't gone too long. Jody, is there any questions, or do you want, I know you have things that you need to say.
Well, and yes, and what I was going to say is that that if you want to write your questions in the chat bar, we can come up back to them. I've got some things that I wanted to do to go over just the mindset of doing your best every single day and developing record fever as I promised. But this is why I wanted Carol to come in here. This was invaluable because number one, I wanted to let you know, just for safety purposes of what we're going ahead